everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. With the latest transactions for the Houston Texans, I think it's about time we go back into the mock draft simulator. So we'll be doing another mock draft, and this time we will be doing those 4 picks within the top 100. Yes, so the Houston Texans definitely have plenty of picks within this NFL draft at the very beginning, and it is going to be rather interesting to see the direction the Houston Texans take. As we all know, the latest moves of Cam Robinson and Trent Brown ultimately adding some depth to the offensive line and create a little bit of a murky situation for Titus Howard and Blake Fisher. Competition is key here, and competition will be able to provide some good cognizance for this Houston Texans team, because as we all know, competition just breeds excellence at the end of the day. And regardless of how good these guys are, at least the Houston Texans are trying to improve their offensive line in some sort of shape, way, or form. And as we know, Trent Brown, biggest issue is injury issues. Cam Robinson, some inconsistent times when it comes to being a left tackle, but ultimately a solid one at that. And then you don't know what's going to be at guard. You don't know if Titus Howard's still going to be a guard or a tackle. Blake Fisher, where does he fit in all this? The Houston Texans ultimately have to take a look into the offensive line in the NFL draft, but don't forget about wide receiver as well. So we're going to get into this, man, and get to see what is going on with the mock draft simulator. If I can get the page to get going, and here we go. All right. So the Houston Texans are right there selected, and we're going to go fast on this one, man. We're not going to lollygag around. Remember, this is a Houston Texans state of mind per usual. We will be peeking around at the AFC South and take a look at our neighbors there and see what did they pick. But again, obviously, I'm not going to be taking no trades. The trades are just there, but I'm not going to be taking no trades for the sake of doing the whole video. No, we are not doing that. Nope, back. No. Alrighty. We're here at 25. Almost messed that one up, huh? There we go. So let's scroll all the way back. Let's see. The Titans ended up taking Abdul Carter. You got the Jaguars taking Mason Graham there. And then we have the Colts. The Colts trade. They traded with the, I guess, the Chargers, or did they have 14? I think it was 14 with the Chiefs. So the Colts did not take a player here in the first round, unless I'm overlooking. Yeah, they are down here at 31. They ended up trading with the Chiefs. Chiefs got Tyler Booker. So they got somebody to replace Joe Thuney, as well as bringing back Tyler Smith. So let's take a look into it. The Houston Texans just missed out on Colston Loveland. Would have loved to take him there at 25, but we're going to even Siobhan Revel, who's somebody the Houston Texans have had an official meet with. So a top 30 meet, actually. So the Houston Texans are on the clock, as we all know. The top players right here, Nick Emmanwori is very tough to pass up on. But given that I have Jimmy Ward, who, yes, will be given to miss 6 or 12 games, you traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you got Jalen Petrie, you got Kalen Bullock. There is a plentiful amount of safeties on this team. I'm pretty confident with the safety position, and I am going to pass up on Nick Emmanwori. But man, you definitely got some offensive pieces here. Josh Simmons to start with, one of the best tackles in this draft class. If he wasn't hurt, Josh Simmons would be right up there. And man, he's a damn good player right there. Josh Simmons can do it all, and who knows? Can he play tackle? Can he play guard? I would rather just him play tackle. When he was there since 2023, he ultimately only gave up like a 1 pressure or something like that. It's a crazy stat he had when given the tackle position at Ohio State. Little continuancy between him and CJ Stroud. You got Emeka Egbuka, who talk about continuancy. definitely somebody the Houston Texans could grab here at 25. Luther Burden is there. Gray Zabel is there. Donovan Jackson is still there. And I think this is a good scenario for the Houston Texans. If they come up here at 25, you're pretty confident with one of these picks that you're going to find somebody really solid. Again, super tough to pass on Nick Emenwari here. But now the conversation is, do you pick offensive line or do you pick a wide receiver? These two guys are going to be falling off fast. Obviously, maybe the next two picks, who knows? But it is tough to pass up Josh Simmons. But given the tackle position now, Cam Robinson, Trent Brown, you got Titus Howard, you got Blake Fisher. Do you want to take a Josh Simmons or do you want to attack the guard position immediately with Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State? It's a very interesting piece right there. The Houston Texans have attacked the O-line, though, for a while. Do you want to go back and get themselves a wide receiver? What is the bigger thing? Do you want to keep C.J. Stroud upright or do you want to give him as many weapons as possible? I think at the end of the day, the Houston Texans have to try to help themselves keep C.J. Stroud upright as much as possible. And we're going to get the best offensive lineman available right here. Josh Simmons is the pick. So let's keep it going. The Houston Texans' next pick would be at 58. We are going to reject all of the offers there. And we're going to see what is available right here. And man, the Houston Texans got themselves another pretty cool situation. What's really helpful is Jackson Dart is available. I would expect somebody to trade up soon for him. Offensively, we continue to look. Isaiah Bond is available. Tate Ratledge, the guard from Georgia, that is extremely tough to pass up on. You got Jaden Higgins right here. Quinshon Judkins, one of my favorite running backs, and Travion Henderson, somebody that the Houston Texans met at the Combine. Very interesting to take a look into. Tight end, Mason Taylor is still available. Gunnar Helm is there. Elijah Arroyo and Mason Taylor are the two for me that I get really excited about when it comes to the tight end position, especially Mason Taylor. Defensively, you can't overlook it either. Tyleik Williams is still there. There's a little 6'2", 330. You're talking about a guy that's in raw, athletic, physical tools and gets many NFL decision makers excited. Highly disruptive run defender. Look, 6'2", 330. He's a little bit bigger than what the most of the DTs for the Texans were for D'Amico Ryans, even the 49ers. Maybe he's a Foley Fatukasi kind of guy. Foley was about 6'4", 320. So Tyleik Williams is 6'2", 330. I'm not sure if D'Amico really sees that height and weight as a fit for him. But this is tough. This is tough to pass up Tate Ratledge. I mean, for him to fall to you there at 58, it's going to be tough for him to be there at 58. We'll be pushing it. I think this is the pick for the Texans. And yes, I drafted your offensive line at 25 and 58. Keep C.J. Stroud upright. And Tate Ratledge, here we go. Next one is 79. Again, we're going to be not taking any of those guys right there. We're going to take a look at this entire board right now. TJ Saunders is still available. Really like Denzel Burke out of Ohio State here. Omar Norman, Lott. Wide receiver has still not been addressed for the Houston Texans. Jalen Noel is still there. Jack Beck is available. When you look at the tight end situation, you still got Elijah Arroyo. And remember, what's super helpful is the Houston Texans still have a pick at 89. Running backs are, I love DJ Giddens. I like Scatterbo. I like Bay Schultz-Witten. Like, the running back position is extremely deep here in the NFL draft. The best defensive guy is still TJ Saunders. At the end of the day, when you go offense, it is tough to pass up Jack Beck. Jack Beck is one of the better wide receivers in this draft class and is an overall scheme fit guy that Nick Caley, I am sure, is trying to run to the podium right now to get him a Jack Beck. So that's what we're going to do right here. All right, we're going to reject these offers. And this is the last pick right here, 89. Again, 4 picks within the top 100, and the Houston Texans ultimately have themselves another opportunity to double dip at wide receiver. Jalen Noel is still there, very solid one. I'm not very high on Tez Johnson, even though, hey, former UH Cougar, hey, how's it going? But not somebody I'm going absolutely nuts about. this is probably a situation where I could trade down, given that Quinn Ewers is still there, Will Howard is still there. They're two quarterbacks that maybe teams are really high on. Who knows, especially down in this level. I look at the rest of the draft boards and I'm going, this is all right. It's okay. Again, really like Denzel Burke, 5'11, 186. Here's a little quick description of him. He shows high level of play, fluid movement, quick burst, making him a promising cornerback prospect. My only thing with Denzel Burke is I have to know, and I don't know because I haven't done too much on him, but I remember the name and I remember him at Ohio State. I'm not sure if he could play nickel, and that's something that you will need on this team as well. Yes, they signed Ronald Darby, and yeah, he could take Ronald Darby's spot. Ronald Darby is a veteran, and it will be a challenging task for Denzel Burke to actually take that position away from him. It is tough what to do here. I like DJ Giddens. I do like Cameron Scatterbo. And that dude was running through people at Arizona State, excuse me, and he was doing his thing against UT. That's a tough one right there. DJ Giddens, though, kind of feels like more of the fit, if you ask me. DJ Giddens, again, somebody that's a little bit smaller than Cameron Scatterbo, can also be a damn good receiver, really good vision, and somebody that hasn't been talked about enough is DJ Giddens out of Kansas State. Cameron Scatterbo is he's a big old dude, all right? He's small, but he's compact. He's 5'9", but he's 220. So I am actually going to go DJ Giddens here. I know fans are going to be like, oh my God, you passed up Cameron Scatterbo. I want a running back for this Houston Texans team, and I want it in the worst way possible. DJ Giddens brings you somebody that could also be a threat receiving-wise on this team, and that is something the Houston Texans need at the running back position. Dameon Pierce kind of is the same to me when it comes to Cameron Scatterbo. I like Scatterbo, but he's a better receiver, I'll say that. But DJ Giddens can do it all. He's versatile. He's a runner. He can receive, and he can be somebody the Houston Texans look at whenever in different packages offensively. Think of James White with the New England Patriots kind of stuff. So this is the final draft right here. Josh Simmons, Tate Ratledge, Jack Beck, DJ Giddens, the Houston Texans take advantage and go all offense in the 4 picks within the top 100. Hey, what do y'all say? Let me know down in the comment section. Should I have grabbed somebody on defense? Who would you have picked instead? Y'all let me know down. You know I'll reply. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.